go. What's going on, fellas?
What
Oh,
up,
we don't
people?
have a.
What's
I
up?
thought we
What's
had the
up?
claps
What's
tonight.
up?
No claps, no claps. All right, what's going on? I am your host, Mr. Kevlar. Treat 'em swell. Join with me as always, Mr. Skip from Skip's Trophies and More. Also by his side up there in the top right corner, Mr. Diamond Dirty D. Oh, there it is. Fellas, what's going on?
What's up, people? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
It's Monday.
Yeah, man.
We're here. I got 5 beers left in this cooler, which means I only had 7 on the golf course. I'd say it was a good day.
For somebody that like drink beer.
I'm gonna teach you an acronym here, okay?
It doesn't matter.
Don't you do that. Don't do that. Don't you do that.
Skip, what's new with you?
Man, as always, man, y'all know I'm a trophy maker. I own a trophy business, so I support and help out a lot of car shows and everything. Car shows this weekend was great. Nice turnouts, no drama, you know, of course. And I had a chance to sit down and watch some sports and hear some things, and we got some stuff to talk about tonight.
Ooh, that we do. That we
Yeah,
do.
I'm good, man. What's up,
Dirty
everybody?
D.
Soldier Girl Antorius. What's up, y'all? KJs. What's happening, y'all? Thank y'all for tuning in. That's
Dirty D. What you know good?
Man, we had an interesting week. This was a long day working wise. I just got off probably about 30 minutes ago, so had to run in and get this together. Man, seen some more interesting football with my son. They played LaGrange, and we just gonna say keep it going.
Ooh, one of those Friday nights, huh?
Friday night lights, man. It's still enjoyable. It's
Kid
still
done went right
enjoyable.
into it. The Falcons got robbed.
It's enjoyable. And we seen some what we want to say, some interesting things went on this week in sports and all three different major sports.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna go ahead and go into it. We're gonna talk
We got
about
Skip.
some. It don't matter. We're gonna go
Yeah,
ahead and
I
talk
still hear
about
y'all. I don't know why it does that.
your
Okay.
man Draymond Green. Now I got a video here. It's gonna play twice, Skip, so I'm sure you've seen it, but bear with me.
Mhm.
Thought we had some audio to it, but as most of y'all know, that is Jordan Poole that
Oh,
got that right hook. Whew.
see, it's two things about
Now,
the picture. Oh, go ahead.
Draymond Green has decided to step away from the team and take some time to reflect. But where do we go from here?
We don't. If there had been anybody besides a superstar, they'd be looking to get him out of there. Probably would have got cut immediately. But by him being a superstar, he gets a pass. That's just how it works. Now, the one thing I can say is they are all grown men, and Jordan Poole ain't no midget. He just ain't as big as Draymond Green. But if I push you away from me, you think I'm standing with my hands down around my waist? Draymond Green does this all the time, even in games. But see, when he bark at somebody on another team and they get at his ass, what does he do? He walk off talking shit. You get what I'm saying? So, in my opinion, it was a coward move to jump on a guy that's younger than you, that's probably scared of you because of your size. So, it's what it is. We don't know what was said. We don't know what provoked it. I look at it like a bully move because he's, what, 50, 60 pounds bigger um, in stature. So, it was a bully move for me. And like I said, if he hadn't been as good a player and had as big a contract as he does, his ass would be gone. You see, Shaq and Kobe got in a fight, slapping match, whatever you want to call it, and it leaked out. Nothing happened because they went on about their business. But let Jordan Poole had to hit him like that, his ass to be on the trading block. That's the difference, in my opinion. So, all that I'm a step away from the team and reflect. You still getting paid. Fuck that. Who are you pacifying by doing that? That's my opinion on that. But
You got a shot board up? That we came in hot tonight. I think we need to go ahead and take one right We kicking it off tonight.
Okay, while he talking, I'm gonna step away for a second.
So there's a couple of things that I seen and what went on in this video on both parties. Draymond is an older statesman on that team. Jordan Poole has got a lot of shine. Jordan Poole contributed more on his championship run than Draymond did. The comments that were made was that Draymond is a single triple double player, meaning that he only scores single digits to get a triple double, 4, 4, and 4, and whatever the case may be. The thing with Jordan Poole, you obviously have been coddled or been in a private school situation, not public school, because anybody knows when somebody starts walking up into your personal space, you need to get your mind together and ready
Told him Duke
for
that.
and so for some kind of form of engagement. Now, you see this guy walking up to you, y'all chirping or whatever. Fight people. Fights go on in training camp, football, basketball, pickup games, flag football, whatever the case may be. Fights go on with teammates. That's how some of them come together. You gain your respect from a captain on a team when they hazing and so forth and so on. You push that man. Now, I feel there was some sucker shit because we know who Draymond is. We know who Draymond is. You see the coach walking over there too because they knew what was going on. I personally, I don't care for Draymond right now. Me and Skip just discussed this going through the playoffs, some of the antics that he was going on. This is my thing, I believe, Skip. Draymond know that he's about to be out. He's got to be off that team.
No.
Jordan Poole them are getting them young guys on that team, Wiseman and so forth and others are getting a little more tick. Draymond minutes is going to be cut down as the confidence go. You already see they lost Gary Payne Jr. So where do you think the minutes going? They're gonna go to Jordan. They're gonna go to Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole led the league in free throw percentage shoot. So what you think? They're gonna get him on the court. Draymond is coming a liability. And again, just like you said, y'all are professionals. Y'all are professionals. And I know what you're saying. This is not school, but anybody that's been in a fight in school, grade school, high school, college, football, whatever, when somebody starts coming up in your personal space, you supposed to know to be on guard.
Right.
You shove that. Go ahead, Skip.
You pushed him back because you thought it was just a chirping match. I get it. He's green. Okay. There's still no excuse for the coaches or the trainers or whoever was in their near vicinity to let that go on. Now, like you said, chirping happens in practice. It goes back and forth. We get it. Shaq and Kobe got in the fight. The boy in Chicago, one of the brothers that slammed the rookie tight end by his neck. You know, all that happens in all sports. But for the coaches not to say, hey, Draymond, that's enough. Hey, Jordan, let it go. It was kiki ha ha until Draymond his spoiled habit, his I get away with murder anyway attitude, and walked up in that man's face. The man was right to push him out of his face. He invaded his airspace. So in my opinion, he didn't start it. He was like, man, get the fuck off me.
So yeah.
So it was a sucker punch in the fact that the man wasn't ready to fight. Draymond knew it. Let that have been Wiseman.
But even so, I want to back up because I know some of our people know, and I know one of our listeners, Dante Travis, knows about this. When they played Cleveland in the finals, him and Tristan Thompson was getting it. The finals over with. Tristan Thompson, LeBron are in a club. Tristan Thompson went straight at Draymond ass. Now, this ain't on the court.
I know.
You know what I'm talking about. They had to break that shit up. They had to break that shit up. And I'm sitting up there like, oh no, you've been fucking with this man this whole time. We ain't on the court no more. That's how we found out Draymond was on the bullshit.
You only pick on people you know won't pick back or won't bite back.
And I do believe he's on the verge of fearing that his roster spot is in jeopardy.
It's not because NBA contracts are guaranteed. They can't
throw
that kind of money away. Now, don't get me wrong. They can sit him on the bench and play him sparingly. And that, writing's on the wall. He's getting old. Like you said, he's a single, triple, double guy. That's not what it is no more. So this, to me, him doing this is not because he know he's losing his roster spot. This is him putting himself in the pecking order, in the top of the pecking order. I don't give a damn what you do, youngster. I'm still big dog around here.
Well, that he can try that, but this is what's coming up. His last contract is coming up. They not gonna sign him to no damn max deal.
What?
Golden State,
2 more years though, right?
but I'm saying, I think he got 1 more year. But what I'm saying is, they were saying that they can sign him to another max deal. Draymond will be going. Yeah, he's going on his 3rd contract. Who you know they not gonna pick that shit up.
No.
That team is evolving.
Wasn't there a rumor that somebody within the team was the one who leaked the footage to TMZ? He got paid some type of money.
I don't think that. Well, yeah, that's right. It was that footage. But how could it have been a team player? Because that looked like it was from the bleachers.
Well, they weren't saying that it was necessarily.
It was the video. But it was the video people that was recording, and then we go again. Y'all recorded this. What was I know everybody's got a money grab. We don't know the situation. Could have been an intern, could have been whoever it was, could have been hell. One of our cousins we invited them to practice. They up there recording with the phone, whatever the case may be. Whatever the case may be. We're in the media age now that everybody's getting paid off social media and video. Is it, Skip, do you think it's messed up? Did they leak that?
No.
Okay, so you don't think it's messed up. And this is what I feel, Kill. Draymond been doing a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit been going on in that organization. And some of the people around there might be tired of his ass. Now we're gonna shed some light on what he really be fucking doing, which we already know something.
So not only have we not heard anything from the actual team and sort of, I guess you could say, punishment, but do you think we're going to see anything from the league on this just because of a video going viral?
No.
That puts more attention to it.
And if it does, it'll be wrong for the league to act on it now because, again, it was well published that Shaq slapped the shit out of Kobe and him and Kobe got in a wrestling match and nothing happened. Team or the NBA. Who else was it got in the fight in practice in the NBA? It happens. It's just talk about it.
Well, I mean, we saw this one between Mike Evans and what was the boy from the Saints that happened a couple weeks ago, where just they each threw one punch with their helmets on. They got suspended a game. So
that was teams.
That's two different teams. We saying like we saying when you in training camp, just like we was talking about football when preseason was going on, you got this young dog coming in, or elder statesman. That elder statesman knows that his time is running thin. In basketball, like Skip knows, what they do there, they'll keep paying you, but they start cutting your minutes down. That's how they start doing that. They're going to pay you, but your minutes going to start getting cut. As we said, look how that team responded in the finals when they took Draymond and put him on the bench for a couple times. We discussed this.
Yeah, but I also will say this here too, and this might be a stretch, but I don't think they make it to the finals without Draymond.
I'm not going to say I agree.
Last year now.
I agree.
Not in the future, but last year, I don't think they make it to the finals without him. So he's still important. He's just not as important as he once was. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You think they would have made it to the finals without any of his contributions?
No, because they was a team. They was a team effort. They had a nucleus of a team, and like I say, he's one of those cornerstone players for their franchise.
Right.
As we know,
right.
And this before even Kevin Durant came. It was Draymond, Clay, and Steph. Draymond was an all-star.
Yes.
He was an all-star.
Yes.
He started tailing off, and it might be because of how they run the offense and what he does. He initiates the offense for Golden State. He brings the ball up the court sometimes. And he is, as you would say, the physical presence on that team.
Mm-hmm.
I would say. Like everybody has a physical presence on their team.
Yeah, you got an enforcer.
Yeah, there it is. That's the word, enforcer. So with that being said, when you get ready to play against Golden State, what you looking out for, Skip? Steph, we got to try to minimize Steph Curry. We don't want Klay Thompson to get hot. We got to worry about Draymond and his physical play. Now they done added a fourth with this Jordan Poole boy.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I feel like in the scheme of that, and we're getting a little off track here, but if you minimize Steph, you can beat the hell out of Golden State. If you minimize them to stay under 15, they can be beat unless Klay goes for 45.
Well, we already said Steph is
you beat the head up, the body slow down.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's changing. That's what's changing now. There's no more actual team that you know it's an enforcer when he hits the floor. You know what Draymond is. You know what Charles Oakley was. You know, players like that. When they was on the court, you're gonna get hit. You're gonna get touched. There's not a lot of teams have that anymore. You know, so and then one more thing before we change the subject real quick. Antorius. Yeah, everybody's replaceable. But I'm gonna give you a comparison here. The Atlanta Falcons were screaming, "Get Matt Ryan out of here and we'll do better. We can replace him." You see how quick y'all replaced him? If they get rid of Draymond Green, who the hell they gonna replace him with? You don't just plug nobody into an NBA team because it's only 5 players, not 11. So yeah, everybody's replaceable, but who are they gonna get is what I'm saying. Now there's players out there that can do what he does, but do they have the trade capital to go get him? And is Draymond worth trading this problem they got to another team to get rid of a player that's his caliber and younger? No. So you got to work with what you got. That's why nothing is down to him.
Well, fellas, we're going to end that topic there. Let's go ahead and switch gears here to some college football. Couple of upsets this weekend. And upsets. Skip, as I explained to you last week, I do through the rankings. Arizona State comes up and beats number 21 Washington 45-38. You're shaking your head down there. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, that's the Pac-10. It's anything is unexpected over there. Those guys really don't play defense like that. And all the games is toss-up, like we was talking about last week when we were saying USC went up there and played against Oregon State. USC is not – history shows that they almost drops the ball when they play against Oregon State. So I'm not surprised at some of these teams. And you're going to see the matchups as we get later on in the conference play and stuff like that. It's almost like the court is going to be shrinking. The field is going to be shrinking. These teams have the same amount of talent as the team that's ranked 10-5. You see what I'm saying? You got a 5-ranked team going against the 10th ranked team. Their talent pool is about the same. You see what I'm saying? So you're going to see things like this, and it's going to happen through the rest of the year.
Skip, you got anything to add on that?
When we were talking about those teams in the rankings, we both said it's a pick game because all they're going to do is get out there and throw the ball up and down the field. The team with the better defense won, which 48-35 really wasn't no defense. So the team that had to let the ball last won, correct?
Pretty
or
much.
had enough time on the clock last won the game. But yeah, and then Torius Smith is doing a lot of commenting in the
you stay focused. You stay focused.
The Gators?
Stay focused. I mean, stay focused. Stay focused.
But go ahead, I'm focusing.
All right, another one we had was Notre Dame going in and beating number 16 BYU. Again,
as expected. Again, that's BYU, Notre Dame. That's a historic type 2 teams and whatever. They played at a neutral site also, and I knew Notre Dame would finally get their feet going. First year coach, he learned how to coach, and as he get his athletes in, and you've been. Kev, you've been bringing BYU. We've been talking about BYU for the last 3 weeks, and
they were undefeated until now.
And we told, and as I told you, what happens? What happens? They're gonna start playing different teams, conference play, so forth and so on, other big name schools, and it's gonna start. You're gonna see the difference in athletes. Notre Dame gonna get their feet. They're gonna go to a bowl game. You know what I'm saying? But when Notre Dame steps again and play Michigan and USC, you'll see the difference in talent level.
Real quick, Kent went to Fort Valley State University, man. So they won this weekend along with the garbage ass Bulldogs. They won. So shout out to Fort Valley State. We don't talk about them at all, but You know what? Gotcha.
Hey.
When you say Bulldog, say national champ.
Well, we're going to go ahead and move on to the last thing that I had on my upset list here, and that is the South Carolina Gamecocks. Come out and beat the number 13 ranked Kentucky at home. 24-14. There we go. That's all I needed.
But,
Oh,
but,
I
but
was
wait,
gonna say, but
wait.
what did we say last week?
We told you. We
We told
told
you
you this.
Kentucky was just ranked because they had an O.
We
But
told you
Kentucky
this.
has beat South Carolina 8 of the last 9 times we've played. So,
What was? Wait. What was the common denominator in that? KF, that's your team. So what was the common denominator in that? Y'all did not have a fucking quarterback.
yeah, we ain't had no quarterback in years.
Now y'all got Spencer Rattler over here
He's
playing.
still kind of iffy to me.
He been shaky,
Mm-hmm.
but y'all had better quarterback play. Kentucky, we knew. Hey, Kentucky went down there and they might have blowed they load beating Florida. Yeah, the first time they had beat Florida in the swamp. Boom. They come back, they get into a dog fight with Ole Miss. What they do? Lay a egg. Now y'all got them. So again, we gonna see this going on. We told you this.
Kentucky
Now,
and Kansas are
sorry,
basketball
Skip.
schools, man. Kentucky and Kansas are basketball schools that just happen to win a couple of football games. That's all. But go ahead.
Well, I got next on this list here. I got what I got called near misses. Bama and Texas. Oh, go ahead.
Real quick. After we do the near misses, are we going to go to the pros? Because I don't want to skip over that other big topic we got to talk about.
Oh no,
college.
No.
We staying right there. I got to skip.
Yeah,
I got you.
Don't worry.
Okay, go ahead.
Don't worry. We got plenty to talk. We still got plenty left in college here. I was gonna save that until the end after this next two subjects. Just slow down, Turbo. We going. We getting there. Goddamn it.
Sure, sir.
Alabama versus Texas A&M. Now this game had a lot of hype, as y'all know. Texas A&M beat Alabama last year, and Alabama came into this game without Bryce Young. One thing I had to talk to, I was talking to a customer about this, and I told him, you got to remember that Bama, no matter if somebody goes down, they got a 5-star that's 4th string. You know what I mean? They got what they need behind that. But Skip, I'm gonna let you take it away before D gets in there.
I predicted if Alabama had come in healthy, they would have beat Texas A&M by 30 points. A lot of people said and commented Alabama didn't look this way, it didn't look that way. Take Jordan off the Bulls, what they look like. Take LeBron away from Cleveland, they was #1 draft pick 2 years running. You see what I'm saying? So when you lose your heartbeat, so to speak, you got to come in there and play with everything else. The defense stepped up. They played hard. And again, it was a rivalry, not just because of the bullshit in the media, but because they looked up and beat them last year and the coaching aspect of it, them going back and forth. So I watched part of it, again, because I was doing a lot of stuff this weekend. But I don't think Alabama looked bad. I think they played down to Texas A&M. That's what I'm going to say about that. Go. Go, D.
Alabama, without Bryce Young, if Texas A&M would have had a better quarterback play, Skip, they would have beat their ass.
Exactly. But Texas A&M had their best on the field. Alabama didn't.
And that's what I'm saying. And the young quarterback that stepped in for Bryce Young had four. They had three. What they had? He had 3 fumbles and an interception.
Right.
And it kept them in the game. Where Texas A&M had a shot with 3 seconds left on the goal on goal line. Play calling and that play was terrible on that last play.
Yeah.
The question that I have for Alabama, and it goes back to the Texas game. Alabama has a weak link, and it's their secondary. They give up too many pass interference calls. They're gonna mess around. When we go into our picks later, they'll get tested again. And as we say, Kev, as we keep getting into conference play, some of these teams are getting real close. That go for on the Bulldog side and Alabama side. They 1 play away, 1 turnover away, because that game was close. all the way through.
But it was
All the way through.
because of major mistakes from a person that has not seen the field.
And I totally agree. He looks raw. He did get out there and make a couple of plays here and there. Alabama tried to play their steamroll type football. Texas A&M was matching them with the physicality. It was just they couldn't move the ball when they needed to. Also, Alabama kicker missed 2 kicks. This kid ain't missed a kick in a year. He was like 95% when they was putting up the grab. And sometimes that's Alabama's Achilles heel. Secondary play and a kicker.
But see,
So
that's the thing too. You look at it this way: as much as Alabama's defense was on the field, and I didn't watch the whole game, but as much as they were on the field, had Bryce Young been there wouldn't have been 3 fumbles and an interception. That means that's less time the defense would have been on the field, and the healthier or more rested they would have been to be the bulldog defense that they've been being. You understand what I'm saying? So one thing causes another. It's a chain reaction to it. If you got a quarterback and it's shaky, you can't give him the whole playbook. You got to give him plays that you know his skill set, what he can make. He didn't make those. So like I said, we can always nitpick, but the big picture is, had they have been healthy, like Texas A&M was, it would have been a blowout.
well, I think it still would have been close by the spread. I think it still would have been close because we seen a healthy Alabama team go down and play Texas and knock out their quarterback and still win by 3 points. That's why I was saying
Right.
the skill set of the players is still there. This was a rivalry hype game, as we know. Some players play up. I seen Muhsin Muhammad Jr. son is playing on Texas A&M team. Was playing a hell of a game. That true freshman hadn't seen him. This number one recruit wide receiver that was playing was making big catches also for Texas A&M. I'm just What's wrong, Skip?
I'm
I'm
reading that
just
comment. Go ahead.
I'm just going off the fact that what I seen on the field in 2 showcase games with Alabama, being the Texas game, even though that was opening game, and this game against Texas A&M, the talent pool, Alabama better get it together. I haven't seen no breakaway wide receiver. Now the young man from Georgia Tech, Dobbs going to the league because he looked like a dog running behind them boys back there. And I thought they should have stayed running the football a little bit more, but he was getting tired. They didn't have a backup for him, and Texas A&M was daring that young man to throw, and he ain't no Bryce Young yet. He ain't no Bryce Young yet. But that's what I seen. And like I said, the quarterback play, if it was better for Texas A&M, we might be having a different conversation. And to lose 24-20, pretty close to the athletes on the field through in the trenches.
Well, I'm gonna move us on, and so Georgia played Auburn this week, and I'm gonna say this is the first time in a few weeks that Georgia looked like the national champions coming in. I think they played very well against Auburn, as we saw on the scoreboard, 42-10. They blew them out a little bit. D, tell us about your dogs.
Well, they started off slow, but I got to go back. Skip, I don't know if I sent it to you. Did you see the bulletin board material that the Auburn offensive lineman put out on Twitter or TikTok or whatever? This young man, I don't know who the hell he was, but he put out a video where they was interviewing. He said that Auburn was going to come in like a SWAT team, sneak in the back door, beat the hell out of Georgia, and leave.
I ain't see that. Hell no.
I'm gonna send it to you. This man said we're gonna come in. He said they don't have third down packages. We're gonna beat them at the offensive line. They don't have confidence in their players. He was talking hella shit. I said, "Oh, dude, who are you?"
Well,
Now,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
the first half is shaky. And everybody doesn't know Georgia has some issues at the wide receiver spot also. They got some injured players. They do have the number one. They have 2 number 1 tight ends basically, but the number 1 tight end, I would say the number 2 tight end, playing. And guess what? They still steamrolled and covered the spread, which was 24 points. They won 42-10.
Yeah. But sometimes the bulletin board material works. Now, here recently, it doesn't. It just makes you get a worse ass whooping than what you were going to get. which is why had Alabama been healthy, it would have been a 20, 30-point blowout. I predicted that. I just didn't know Bryce Young wasn't going to play. But Auburn, they're going to lose 2-3 more games. So
their coach is about to get fired.
So we might step up, like in rivalry games, our teams do. But no.
Well, another big game that we had that kind of got out of control was Tennessee and LSU. Now, fellas, we already know what Tennessee's got going on this week. We'll get into that in a minute. But they blew LSU out 40-13.
Mm-hmm. Now, you remember when I told you about that coach that they got?
Ryan Kelly.
Oh, he's this, he's that. I said, yeah, but he did that up there.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the SEC now. They're going to punch in him off every week. There it is. They got no more trade. Y'all know I preach about coaching every single week. Go D.
Like we sat here and said, I thought it was going to be your game coming, but Tennessee has got some shit going on up there in the Rocket Top. And I've seen them every week. They come to kick your ass. They got
Wait a minute. We got to make that a sound bite. What they coming to do?
They coming to kick.
They coming to kick your ass, man. Their quarterback, dude. Their quarterback is going to be in the Heisman race. I'm telling you, that game got out of hand real quickly, real fast. And it looked like LSU didn't have no business on the field. Period. They still having special team issues. They letting folks return kicks. So forth and so on. The receivers dropping balls. They on the TV talking about the quarterback. So that quarterback, I couldn't remember at the time. That's Arizona State's quarterback that transferred into LSU, and he was like ranked number 2 as the number 2 dual threat quarterback when he came out of high school. Tennessee made him look like a mincemeat. He wasn't doing shit.
Yeah, but when you run up against a defense that don't want to see that shit, when you really got to just go out there and execute your offense, and you can't, they make you look like shit.
So then, like I say, you looking at this, and I'm sitting up there like, oh shit, George, y'all better get this shit together. You got to see them down the line. Y'all better get this shit together. And that boy playing quarterback ain't no damn joke.
And Torius Smith, you know what, man? We got to get you to call in, brother, because you're throwing some stats up there like you know what's going on.
Oh, hang on. I'm about to get the call-in number up there.
You was the lead rusher with 38 yards. I don't know if you're Googling this or you just really up on sports like that, because,
while we're talking about Tennessee, I'm gonna throw out this little report that D sent to us in the group chat earlier. Jalen McCullough, looks like he's a defensive player, was arrested for felony assault charges. The story that I got pulled up here and I'm reading it basically says he was hanging out with some friends. They got drunk. When they went to go get something, came to the wrong apartment. Knocked on the door and realized it was the wrong place. Some other guy answered. They walked away, and the guy who was in the apartment came at him aggressively. The police report says that McCullough basically said, "Hey, man, I'm sorry. You don't have to be a dick about it." And then he was punched in the face, and that's when he just beat the shit out of this other guy, I guess. But this is a breaking story. So, D, what do you know on it?
This is the thing. Tennessee's been flying under the radar. You know what I'm saying? We see them moving up in the rankings and this, that, whatever. When I seen this story earlier today, I was like, oh, Lord, they get some bad publicity. You don't want to shine no more light because they really are sneaking around playing college football. They beat folks' ass. You don't want any bad publicity to happen. We don't know if he's an underage drinking was going on, what so forth was happening. I hate it for the young man because these are the type of reports that come out. We don't know the extent of will he be playing this week against Alabama because he's one of the starting safeties. And you don't need key players missing games for off the field stuff when you at this magnitude of this game. Was it his fault? No, but bad situations happen, and you never know. You don't know if that guy knew who he was. You see what I'm saying? Far as him playing for Tennessee, a lot of them where they Tennessee paraphernalia walking around, football member. You don't never know. You never know. Some people know he's a player. They'll try to make a name and get themselves into something and say he assaulted him. You see what I'm saying? And see, that's how it goes. Now, who's the bigger fish here, Skip? Him or this no-name individual?
The Tennessee player is the bigger fish, but
Mm-hmm.
all we can go off is what we read in the news. It's like he just said. They said, "Hey, man, we're not going to run the our bad." See, the thing about the news, they sensationalize everything they report. The fact that he went and got some alcohol and was on his way back had nothing to do with him beating the shit out the dude. You get what I'm saying? So this is the sensational stuff that makes you read more and tune into that particular program. News outlets, they say this all the time and people don't pay attention to it. You heard it here first. We were the first to report. We were the first on the scene. So fucking what? Tell us what happened. But when you sensationalize it like that, they were going to get alcohol. They didn't say he was drunk. They didn't say none of that. They just said what he went to do, came back and made a mistake. But then the important part that people just skim over was the guy came out aggressive and hit his friend and he beat the shit out the dude. They didn't say that all three of them jumped the dude. So when the police come, and I'm going to assume here, I'm going to assume that dude that came out that door aggressive was white and got his ass whooped. And the police arrested him because of said ass whooping. And then the sensationalism kicked in when it was found out to be a Tennessee player.
That's what they call that, a Ken.
What now?
It's not a Karen, but when it's a dude, it's a Ken, right?
Ken, yeah.
Ken, yeah.
But again, all we can do is assume what we read is fact, and then talk about the facts.
And then they dropped this story knowing this big game week. Alabama's coming to Rocky Top. You see how they spin it. So now we got some media coverage on off the field accusations about this young man and what went on or whatever the case may be. Now there's something to talk about in this big game coming up. You know what I'm saying? It's either Bryce Young, Bryce Young, is Bryce Young playing compared to this felony assault charge? And then again, why is it felony assault? You know what I mean? Felony assault charge.
But you always charge you with the biggest thing you could charge you with right off the cuff, and then when the facts come out, oh well, we dropped the misdemeanor assault, and then we dropped the charges. It's sensationalism. Now, if he had been a civilian, a good lawyer, would get that shit thrown out quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But, again, he's a college student at a big time program, and we're going to bring attention to our jail and our officers for doing an excellent job. Whatever the case may be, but it's what it is, man.
Well, fellas, we got one more thing to get into before we get into the take. I know y'all are itching to talk about. This week is a big week for college football. D has been saying it all season long. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty conference play. It's here. We have 7 games among the top 25. 14 of the top 25 are playing against each other, kicking it off at noon. We got number 10, Penn State, going into Michigan. Both teams are undefeated in that matchup. D, who you got?
I'm going with Khaki Pants and his crew.
Oh.
Khaki Pants. Michigan doesn't have. They will beat them. Now he will lay a egg every now and then. They were in a little fight this past week, but I'm going with Khaki Pants and Big Blue.
Big Blue.
I think they will pull it out. They won't have another challenge. I think the Michigan State game might be a challenge. But other than that, they big game is Ohio State. But Khaki Pants and his crew, they've been a little solid this year. They haven't did nothing, and they're flying under the radar also. As you notice,
Michigan always does that.
But I'm saying they're not getting a lot of media coverage. You see what I'm saying? They usually do, but they got a little quarterback situation going on where they don't know who they want to play. They rotating them in and out. But yeah, you will see Khaki Pants them. They doing anything.
Skip, you agree?
Yeah, I agree, man. I think Michigan is playing a better brand of football than Penn State. They're beating the teams they're supposed to beat. So, like you said, that when you get into the ranked teams playing each other, there's a lot more on the line than just their ranking. They're major schools, number one. They're not, the states and the
Mm-hmm.
universities or whatever. So I think Michigan steps up and wins by 5.
Oh, okay. Next one here, we got OK State going to TCU.
I like Tennessee. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, D.
Go ahead, go ahead.
I
I
like
missed what
TCU. I like TCU in this one. TCU is going to run their football,
Hmm.
and anybody knows football. If you run the ball, you possess the ball more than the other team. And if they don't stop that two-headed monster that TCU has, they're going to run them over, and it's going to be a blowout. So it's just up to whether OK State can stop the run and make them pass, whether the game will be interesting. I just don't see it happening.
every time we have a OK State sighting and they on the stage for a big game, they lay eggs. The Gundy, he been down there for over 20 years, damn coaching quarterback and being the coach, and they seem to find a way to lose the game. So I'm going with TCU too. They look like the better team on paper and on tape when we see them play.
Right.
And I see they'll get them by 14, I believe.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna skip over these next 4. I'm gonna read them to you. We don't have to talk about them because
Gotcha.
we got one that we got to talk about at the end here. NC State, number 15, NC State going up against Syracuse. Number 4, Clemson going to FSU. FSU just came off that loss to NC State this past weekend. Mississippi State going to Kentucky, and USC going to Utah. Now,
Mm.
the big one that everybody's going to be watching, Alabama against Tennessee. Skip, lead us in here.
Alabama going to win that game going away if Bryce Young plays.
Mm.
And the reason I say that is because they're going to try to fill the box with 8 players since they feel like Bryce Young is not going to be healthy. And he's going to show them why he won Heisman if he plays. Now, if he doesn't play, Alabama don't stand a chance because the quarterback hasn't shown the proficiency. Well, he's not shown the efficiency of what's needed for him at quarterback. All he's good at is handing the ball off. And Tennessee is a lot better team than Texas A&M.
Very true.
So that's my opinion on that.
Now, D,
This
hang on before you answer that. What are the precautions that Bama's going to need to take to make sure they don't lose this game? It's an orange out at Neyland Stadium, so there's going to be a lot of distraction from the crowd.
I'm first of all, Skip, you get them. Go ahead.
Orange out don't mean shit when you're on the football field.
True.
Nothing.
They could be playing in Tennessee's backyard because they got on orange. They gonna distract them players. So people kill me with that shit. That don't mean nothing when you're on the field.
First and foremost, before we can go a couple of years, Tennessee always plays Alabama tough. I don't give a damn if Bryce Young playing or not. This is a rivalry game. This is probably the most hyped Tennessee Alabama game since Peyton Manning was playing. And those years of those teams. I'm gonna say this game is gonna be physical, very physical. If Bryce Young plays, probably see a better little offensive play out of Alabama, but I still think the game gonna be close. The thing is this, Kev. Bama ain't got to worry about beating Tennessee. Tennessee got to worry about trying to beat Bama. And that's where the problem come in at. You're gonna find out that his quarterback is the real deal over there. Do they have the defensive merit and man enough to go against that offensive line of Alabama? We did see them give up some sacks and pressure on this young man that was playing quarterback. But Skip, I'm gonna go here, man. This gonna come down to another fourth quarter, 21-17, 31-28 type ball game. This will not be no blowout.
And that's if Bryce Young plays?
That's yes. I'm not, because I'm gonna be honest with you. We haven't seen him when he was healthy. They didn't blow out Texas. They blowed out them little mid-major teams they played against. And then, you know what I'm saying? So this is SEC play. The only thing is that young man, the other guy, the freshman quarterback, if they don't get him some more packages, they're not just gonna be able to let him hand that ball off. Because they're gonna peel their ears back and they're gonna start going after him like Texas A&M did.
But
The
that's what I
guy was
said. They were 8 in the box.
there. So now when you see that, and you got better quarterback play, and the head coach over there, Josh Heupel, is a national championship winning quarterback out of Oklahoma. He knows how to coach, which I didn't believe it. I see it now. He got them guys rallied up. This is a big game for Tennessee, and this will define Tennessee's season.
Mm-hmm.
Because now, if they beat Alabama, who else season they got to destroy? The Dogs. They don't have nobody else left on their schedule to worry about. So this is their Super Bowl right now. This is their SEC championship right now.
Of course.
And again,
So,
like you said, everybody's going to get their best play against these type of teams. This is a hype game. This is ready to go.
mm-hmm. So real quick before we move on, what is the deciding factor in this game? Skip, I know you go with Bryce Young. D.
Turnovers.
Hmm.
Whoever have the less turnovers will win this football game. In this particular game, less turnovers. Key is going to be a key moment, like we've always said, a fumble, and watch the special team play out the field goal kickers. Everybody be surprised, but them 3 points, 6 points, it will come back to haunt you.
Hmm. As we see all the time. All right, this is the meat and potatoes of this college football wrap up this week. Coach Prime, man, Jackson State, they went down to Alabama State and they upset them in their homecoming.
There wasn't no upset.
But there
No,
was some extracurricular activity that happened in the post-game exchange.
It started in the pregame. That was just the end of it.
nah, I got some more for you, Skip.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I got some too. A whole bunch.
Who, as we see, to go to shake.
Gotcha, bitch.
All right. Who wanna go first? D, you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
D, go ahead and dissect this.
So let's start this off first. Dion, I seen a video that the media screwed up before the game started. They interviewed Dion, asked Dion how he felt about going down there playing Alabama State for their homecoming. Dion stated, "Hey, this ain't no conference game. Y'all not running that game on me. This is a money game." He said, "Y'all want us to come to y'all homecoming so y'all can make money. Y'all know we travel well. We're gonna bring an entourage. We coming. Y'all gonna make money off this game." So when I seen that, that's some more bulletin board material.
Mm-hmm.
Time has always talked jump, and he backed it up. However it be, he backed it up. He has his team ready to play. The SWAC conference is getting a national notoriety. He is the big name. He's not a historic coach in the SWAC name.
But neither does
Uh,
Jackson do. Now, neither does the dude with Alabama State. His daddy was, but he ain't.
his daddy was.
Because
So
he ain't shit.
every coach from last year when the year when he came in,
Mm-hmm.
it feel like they got a little issue going on. And like Dion said, don't let my confidence,
There you go.
don't let my confidence upset your insecurities. And this is what this is all about. The man came in, he got on Florida A&M, man. Talking about how y'all got all this stuff down here, and the players ain't got their name on their jersey. Every time we went to a SWAC football game, see them on TV, we don't know who these players is unless they one of your family members. You see what I'm saying? Dion has, to my opinion, has tried to come in and get the coaches together so they can get this money. He did, a week ago, he talked about how they getting this money and getting their ass beat when they go to these different teams.
Right.
And now
That's it.
I'm seeing, and I'm going to Skip get it, because we got some more to get into when we break this thing down.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Dion has always, and I'm talking about the disrespect that I seen from that other team that we got on video,
Before
and this
the
coach
game.
before the game.
And
The
from
disrespect,
coaches.
and I'm talking about you are a NCAA college student athlete playing, and you talking to a grown man. F-U-N word. What the hell you doing down here? N word. You saying this to Deion Sanders? Dion turned around and say, "Hey, make sure you get his number." The next clip we see the water girl getting cussed out on the sideline. How the girl a bitch?
And
And then you want to get that was Deion's son, because Deion's son filming shit. And then you want to get as a coach, go to a press conference and spill out all that rhetoric that you spilled out. Now, are you jealous? Are you jealous?
Definitely. But
Why you not coaching Grambling State where your dad was at? They would have got
good enough.
They would have got Hugh Jackson.
He's not good enough.
So what's the problem? Now I'm gonna let you have it. The only other issue I see what's going on here too, those coaches that's been there for years. You got Eddie George. I don't know Eddie George's resume like that, but Eddie George got this Tennessee State job. Hugh Jackson got the Grambling State job. Deion got this job. As you see, it's a copycat everywhere. What you think these universities doing? If we get some of the NFL guys in here, we might get some recognition. We might get some TV contracts. We might get some sponsorship. Because all black colleges, what we know about them? The band. That's all we know is the band.
Mm-hmm.
I went to some games. Skip went to some games. The band.
Of them.
Just think about it. Go ahead, Skip. I'll let you hear some.
First thing first. Deion came to the SWAC and he immediately said, I'm going to change the atmosphere and the attitude towards HBCUs. He didn't say he was going to change it for just Jackson State. He said he was wondering why one, maybe two NFL scouts went to one, maybe two HBCUs. He had, I think, 20 of the 28 teams or 24 of the 32 teams, whatever it was, at one of his pro days. Don't just come to this one, go to the rest of them because these guys need something too. So the fact that Deion could just say it and it starts to happen will make coaches like this chump from Alabama State jealous. The fact that Deion is who he is and is doing a better job than him makes him jealous. The fact that Deion made the statement that this was a money game and y'all don't never sell out and have never sold out your stadium. But when we show up, y'all sold completely out, pissed him off. Because they had never sold the stadium out, 9,000 seats. So your players decide to talk to him like, you know, he's beneath them or junior to them, and you don't say nothing. I'm quite sure he found out about it. One of your coaches actually walked through following Shadur up and down the damn field as he was warming up, talking trash to him. We talk about a coach, a grown-ass man. But because Deion does his same routine, you say he tried to avoid you as if you were a threat. If that don't show you emotional jealousy from a coach or some kid idea talking about he ain't from my neighborhood, why you pick him first? That old kind of me better than you bullshit. Then I don't see him being a coach too much longer unless Alabama State has a hell of a turnaround and they start winning. Because that's not what you need. That's not what I would want leading my children or teaching my children anything.
It was at this moment
that shit he said in that press conference.
he fucked up.
All that shit he said in that press conference, it was bullshit. He ain't SWAC. You ain't either. If he ain't, you ain't. Your daddy made a name, not you. So what have you done in the SWAC to say, you know what? He's more SWAC than Deion. All that shit you said about you ain't called me before the game, don't call me after the game, don't hug me like we bros. Okay, cool. But for you to push him away as if you a gangster, when he pushed your arm up off, if you were so much gangster, you'd be like, hey, man, watch that shit. But you walked on off because you realized he ain't as soft as you thought he was. Again, Deion said something about the money game, and I think I misunderstood it, or you misunderstood it when he said about the money game. He was talking about how Alabama, was it Alabama State went and played USC, or was it Oregon? Whoever, the small school that went and played USC.
Mm-hmm.
$590,000.
Mm-hmm.
People think that when these schools make this amount of money to travel all the way across the country, they don't look at everything else. The two charter planes that they had to get, the motel rooms for those 2-3 days, and the feeding and everything else, at least $700,000. So for them to go out there and take that L, that ass whooping, and then get $590,000 and you spent that going out there, What was the reason for the trip? Why would you beat the shit out of your kids and take an L and take 2 L's? That's where that conversation, the part of the conversation I saw, he was talking about them playing these bigger schools and
Yeah.
paid, and then you're not getting paid when it all boils down. Like when FAMU went to North Carolina. They charter bussed up there. They didn't fly. So that $700,000 or whatever it was they paid, they got, okay, if all of the expenses are gone, they still made a profit. And they lost, and they only had half their team. But when you go clean across the country to a major school, and not that North Carolina's not a major school, but USC, a football powerhouse, $590,000? No, it ain't worth it. And that's what I thought he was talking about when he said money games. But
Oh,
go ahead.
well, let's go back to that. When he was breaking down the money that they got then, that was a week prior. When he was saying money game with Alabama State, he was basing off. This is what the conversation I had around with my people when we was talking about it, and they gave me some insight. Think about it. Me and Skip, KF, if we want to go see Dion play, we ain't gonna drive all the way to Mississippi. We would have went to Alabama, to the Alabama State game, or even if he came up here, Dion and them are not getting the proceeds when they come and play this school. This money is going straight to that school. That's why he came out and said he didn't want to play any more of these classes again, because those proceeds are not come to the school. And I got to piggyback. One of my good friends told me if Dion had his way, he would love to have all 2 games at Jackson State, because now you got all that money coming in. You got all the paraphernalia that's being sold. Where is it going to? That's where the problem came in. I think Buddy got butt hurt because he said, y'all ain't never sold out. We coming in, we're gonna bring an entourage, all this money coming to Alabama, the state of Alabama, which is a school in Alabama. That money ain't going back to Jackson State, because that's how they make their money.
And you're right. But that's why you have half your games at home and half on the road.
And and I think, and again, you looking at how much money is coming to their stadium. I don't give a damn if it was their homecoming. Guess what? Dion come here and play against Morris Brown. Well, excuse me, Morehouse. They play against Clark. They are not going to be able to play them games in the stadium that Clark and Morehouse have over there, because they one side. They're gonna have to move the venue.
Downtown.
They're gonna have to move the venue. And Dion knows this. But everybody don't know about one thing about Dion. He about that money now. He's about that money.
Yeah, he is. But see, and see, one thing with Dion's presence there, that school has gotten 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 times the amount of money that they normally would get, simply because it's there. They're getting all this recognition, all of the big time. Cadillac is a sponsor for them now. Why does Cadillac need to sponsor the football team? All it does is give Prime the biggest SUV they got for him to drive around in. You see what I'm saying? So with these schools, with these big sponsors now coming in, the school is reaping all these benefits. So let's not make it sound like the school is not getting tons of more money than what they were getting. It's just that Dion can't get all the money that his name and the school and the team will bring to Jackson State. Now, if that's a problem, then that's him being selfish, because he's not about the HBCUs. He's about Jackson State. In the grand scheme of things, he should be all about Jackson State. But don't come preaching about you trying to help all HBCUs if you say some shit like, all 10 of my games should be played at home because I'm Prime. No, that's selfish.
Well, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. I'm just throwing it out there. When you start some of the comments that he's saying, because what he's seeing now, I don't care if Dion was coaching Morehouse. Everybody gonna call.
Right. But if he don't win like what he's doing with Jackson State, nobody will come back.
That's true. So then, but I'm saying, as you go, wherever Dion go, he's gonna draw a crowd because of Dion.
Right.
That's just like now the speculation of Auburn, Georgia Tech for him. Auburn, Georgia Tech.
I wouldn't go nowhere.
You see what I'm saying? Right now, he don't need to move. Because now in college football, we do know this. Who is the main head driving force of these college football teams? The head coach. We think Alabama, you think Nick Saban. You think Georgia right now is Kirk. You think, you know what I'm saying? And then you think about this, Skip. Can you name me right now college Power 5 college football? Who are the major top coaches? We got Kirby. We got Kirby. We got Nick Saban. We can go with Harbaugh. We can go with
Dabo.
Buddy Dabo, and we can go with Buddy up there at Ohio State. And you can say my man out there that just took over. They just took over USC.
Yeah.
So you got 6 coaches out of 100.
You can say that old chump at Texas A&M too. I don't like it.
Hell no,
Hey,
hell no.
he won a chip. So
With somebody else
damn
playing.
what we feel about him. Damn what we feel
Okay.
about him.
Well, if you, I give you that. So you got out of 135 schools, you got 7 coaches. Now, what coverage can Dion go in and you be a Dion name? You bring Dion to the ACC right now. Who the other coach there? Just Dabo and Dion. Matt Brown is about to retire. You can't name me another coach in the ACC that got the stature that Dion got.
And you're right. But like I said, man, I think you know how the NFL will step in when coaches do this kind of shit in the press. I think this man needs to be censored about the statements he made and the bullshit he said about it. Because it's like, again, the game is over. But you got to think about that coaches are teachers also. You understand me? You still have to teach these kids how to be men in a violent game. And then they have to learn how to follow instruction from your leadership. So if my child was at Alabama State, I'd be trying to hit the transfer portal. Because that's not the type of coach that we want. Emotional because you lost. You thought you would, like Dion said, did he think he had a chance of beating me? All that shit. And then he made a statement that would make a parent cringe. Oh, he gonna put his backup quarterback in and run the option. I just pinned my ears back and told my guys to hit him and try to knock him out of the game too. What the fuck?
But did you, Skip? I'm sorry. Did you see Dion's reply to that? He said you was calling timeout. We were trying to run the clock out. You put 9 folks in the box and start blitzing the man. What you think I'm supposed to do? It's highlights of the game. They was doing dirty shit. So that means the course of the week, you're teaching these kids to be disrespectful. Why you think Dion asked for that kid's number? Last year's a video out there with Dion, they beat Mississippi Valley or somebody they beat. Dion walked up to the running back. Good game, son. What's your name? Let me make sure I got your name. You got a future. This and whatever. You think Dion ain't gonna make a phone call for another kid? This is what the part you gotta understand. You play against Jackson State. They might be coming to see Shador play. They might be coming to see Shiloh play or the Travis Hunt. But if you flash on film, tackling them, beating your man one-on-one, you show out. They got game footage against you. Now they can say, okay, you did this against this team, so forth and so on. That South Carolina State game where Dion came here in the dome last year and they lost. That cornerback for South Carolina State showed, guess what? He's in the league. He got drafted. You see what I'm saying? This is the mindset, and that's coaching. Hey, look here.
Of course.
We finna play against these jokers. We trying to beat their ass. Such, do what you supposed to do. Such, do what you supposed to do. You don't never know who's watching. Go back and look at the film, people. Dion shake 2 people's hands walking on their sideline. Both of them were Buffalo Bill Scouts. I rest my case.
Well, hey, fellas.
And Alabama State.
We got to move on from this subject. Yeah, we got some NFL to go into.
Antonio Smith,
How?
you have just showed me that you don't know what the hell you talking about.
Call in, bro. Call in. The number's right down here. 770-852-0569.
You don't know what the hell you talking about. Now, we got a phone number up there. You can come and defend that statement because that, and I'm not calling you an idiot, but that is an idiotic statement.
In your opinion.
All that shit we just went over, you ain't hear none of that.
770-852-0569.
Go ahead,
All right, so we're going to go ahead and go into this. I have to announce that as of this week, Mr. Skip has taken a 2-point lead on D in our NFL picks.
2-game league.
2 games. It is currently 5-3. Skip pulled ahead of you this week. All right, we had the Colts and the Broncos going at it on Thursday night. We saw what a fucking snooze fest that was. Both of you chose the Colts, so that one was a wash. But Giants and the Packers played at 9:30 on Sunday morning over in London. The Giants pulled it out. I was very surprised by that. That was a big one. Then we had the Dallas Cowboys going to Los Angeles to play in SoFi Stadium. Such a gorgeous stadium, and it's too bad that they lost. The Cowboys came out with the victory, as we all knew they would.
No, we all didn't.
We all knew that. Anyways, the Bengals went to Baltimore and couldn't get it done. The Ravens pull it out. Skip chose the Ravens. Mr. Diamond Dirty chose the Bengals. Now we have the Monday night game that's going on right now. The Raiders versus Kansas City. Kansas City is currently losing 14-0 right now, so we'll see how that goes. But this last game that's going to take us into our next topic before we make the picks for this week. The Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Close game, 15-21. You know, nobody really expected it to be that close. But, Skip, I'm going to warn you, it's a long video. I'm going to cut it off early after the slow-mo. Now, that game could have gone a lot of different ways.
Emotional damage.
Man, what is that?
Yes, that game could have gone a lot of different ways after that. But, of course, it leaves Falcons fans feeling like they got screwed. Now, was this roughing the passer?
No. It was the tuck rule all over again. That's what started Tom Brady's journey to seven championships. And now they're protecting the GOAT. That's what this was. Yes, it was cheating because it definitely wasn't that. Matter of fact, Tom Brady was laid down so motherfucking small, so smooth. He jumped up just as quick as Grady Jarrett did. Mm-hmm. So he didn't slam him to the ground. So this was one of those ones, protect the GOAT, protect the icon.
I'm going to add this real quick, Skip. So the ref came out, and I don't want to mispronounce his last name. Jerome Bouger. B-O-G-E-R. Bouger. Okay.
Bouger.
What I had was the defender grabbed the quarterback while he was still in the pocket and unnecessarily throwing him to the ground. That is what I was making my decision based off of.
Right. They expected him to be slammed the same way that your boy was slammed in Miami. It didn't happen that way. Anybody can see that Tom Brady, he didn't even bring dust off the ground. The man laid him down and rolled over the top of it. But Vincent Parker made a hell of a statement here. If I had been the coach, I would have got ejected. They would have had to eject me after that. Look at the replay and tell me that's roughing the passer. You can't do that. And then after the game, you make that stupid asinine ass statement. Oh, well, it looked like he was slamming him to the ground. The fuck you supposed to do to get him down if he's struggling against you? You see what I'm saying? They didn't give the dude that slammed Tua ass down a fucking roughing the passer. It was a fucking sack. So they're going to make football in the touch before long. It's going to be hand touch. That's what it's going to end up being. Running back's going to be obsolete. Because two-hand touch, you're going to have to run right at somebody. But it's getting ridiculous, man. Now, with that being said, y'all know how I feel about the Falcons. I still don't think they would have won.
And that's why I left the room for it could have gone a different way. But
yeah.
D?
I'm going to say this first of all. The referee last week, Skip, has come out that he made another controversial roughing the passer call in that Buffalo and Baltimore game that changed the momentum in that ball game also. Everybody got to pay attention to these different referees. We watch it and see referees, and we see tendencies. It's in basketball and football and baseball. Now, what I do agree with, the Falcons are a 2-3 ball club. They have been competitive. You've been able. This is the first time in a long time I've been able to sit down and watch a Falcon game without like, oh, this is bullshit. This same old Falcons. It's a different. It's like a different team. They played hard. They did some things and whatever. But the call right before that was a crucial third down call when they called pass interference on third down.
Mhm.
Tom Brady, is he getting Jordan calls? That was a Jordan call right there. That was bullshit. That was some bullshit. I don't know. And now this is why, Kev, we love college football so much. College football, they let them play. You might get a targeting call here and there, but you see hard football as you best as you can. This shit here in the NFL, it's coming to a point, like we said before, Mr. might have said it. Is this shit becoming scripted or WWE?
But
Because
see,
it's a lot of bullshit going on. Now just think about this. In that division, the Falcons would have been number one division.
Yep.
Carolina ain't shit. New Orleans ain't shit.
Same time,
Tampa
big
Bay,
man.
Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay would have been tied, would have been under the Falcons. Falcons have been competitive. I ain't saying they world beaters, but they competitive. You see where they're going. You see that they needed a mobile type quarterback in the offense that they are running. Defense is playing up to par. They playing here. It take them a while to get their stuff going, but it is what it is. But that was terrible, man. I haven't seen nothing like that in a long time, and we have seen some horrible calls over the years that have changed games
Mhm.
over and over.
That's why I
And
was
that was,
back on the tuck rule.
you
'Cause
know what I'm saying?
they-
Over and over. We see, I mean, we didn't get to it, but we see some questionable play calls and some questionable flags being thrown. Then Tom Brady, they asked him, and his smart mouth asked, guess what he said? I don't throw flags. That's what he said after the game. I don't throw
I mean,
flags.
but what's he supposed to say to that? How's he supposed to answer that?
I mean, I agree.
Don't ask me a question that you know I can't answer. So I don't throw flags.
He said, I don't throw flags. Great, great. And then it's the subject matter of it too. As a player, and that call gets called on you, you can't say nothing back in your defense on how you feel because you subject to get fined and they go in your
Mhm.
pocketbook. So you handcuffed.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, fellas, we got some games this week. Before we move on, Giselle, give me a call whenever you get a chance. You got my number.
Man, where's your woman?
Ain't this some shit? Didn't you just
She's
have
a
a baby? It's
Where's your woman?
amazing how people try to play out of their league. You ain't in the NFL yet.
Leave that
the
woman alone.
Commanders.
You in high school.
The Commanders going to Chicago to play the Bears on Thursday night.
Chicago.
Man, please. Don't have us pick that bullshit. These damn Thursday
Hey,
games it's been some trash football on Thursday.
These
I ain't lost on a
Thursday
Thursday yet.
nights.
Huh?
I haven't lost on a Thursday game yet.
It's been some trash football,
He is
man.
right. He is right.
I know I'm right. God damn it, we're talking about lie.
So,
Who you got? Who you picking?
Chicago.
Skip's got the Bears. D.
He finna pick Washington. What?
No,
No,
he ain't.
no. I'm going with the Bears because of Justin Fields. I know
The Bears. Ooh,
the Bears.
I'm gonna save this.
They
one
playing in
for last.
Chicago too, ain't they?
Yeah, they're in Chicago. The Buffalo Bills are coming to Kansas City.
I'm gonna go with Buffalo.
I'm taking KC. Wait a minute, is Kansas City going up there? They should be going up there to Buffalo, right?
They coming to Kansas City.
God damn, every time they play, they coming to Kansas City.
Hey man, that's the NFL making that schedule, man.
I'm telling you.
All right, and the Broncos and
Who?
Picking
the
them
Broncos and Chargers. Yeah,
I'm
We
not
ain't picking that game. Hell no, we picking Cowboys and Eagles. You ain't finna
that's
switch
up
that
next.
shit.
D. Goddamn, that's only 3 out of 4.
No.
Calm down.
Is that the Monday night game? No.
Yes, the Monday night game is
No.
the Broncos and the Chargers.
Oh shit, man, please.
Well, the Chargers.
Chargers.
And you
Goddamn, they can.
don't skip them and go to the Monday night game. That's always the last pick. Smart.
Yeah.
Well, I was saving the Cowboys and Eagles
Fuck
for
the
last.
Cowboys. You don't change the routine up. Fuck them
That's what I
goddamn
say. How the
Cowboys.
hell you jump over that game and go to that?
Did y'all not hear me say I'm gonna save that for last?
No, we ain't got no to talk about the Cowboys.
Well, then open your goddamn ears, because we already know both of you are picking the Eagles, which is fine, because the stats show every time you pick against the Cowboys.
You don't know that man gonna pick in this game.
He already said, fuck them sorry ass Dallas Cowboys, and you wearing a goddamn Eagles hat. So put two and two together, D.
Watch this.
Nah,
If Dak Prescott come back, I'm picking the Eagles hands down.
I agree with that.
Whoa, time out.
I said it. I said it here.
Dak Prescott gonna be back. So I'm going with the motherfucking Eagles, pimp.
All right. Pimp, we got that, and we already know where D sits on that. And I hate to say it, but Skip, that's a true statement. I feel like Dak is gonna go, oh, it's a big game. I'm ready to go, and he gonna go in there and suck it up.
And this is what's wrong with the Cowboy fans. That bullshit right there.
Yes.
This
Say what you want. Real optimism.
This is exactly same way with the Falcon fans. Matt Ryan. He ain't there. The fuck is happening?
Look at the last 4 games that Dak played, and look at the momentum behind Cooper Rush.
Okay,
it would be stupid to. It would be
telling me the defense didn't win them games. You telling me it wasn't the defense that won those football games? It was Cooper Rush. Is that
defense won those games, but offense outscored.
I got a question here. Are you telling me the defense ain't what caused the Cowboys to win versus Cooper Rush leading the Cowboys to win? That's what you're saying?
The Dallas defense
no
got the Dallas. I answered your question, Skip. The Dallas defense got the wins, but Cooper Rush has kept up in the offense to get. We have to score more points in order to win a game, right? Our defense can't outplay and we don't score. You have to score points to win.
Whoa.
So Cooper Rush has handled the situation that he has been put into.
That's what
perfectly.
Quarterbacks do.
Hey.
How often do we see a backup quarterback go in and do the exact job he's supposed to?
What's his name? I can't think his name.
How often? Not 4 years ago. How often?
Let me name some backup quarterbacks that won Super Bowls. Tom Brady. The same year Drew Bledsoe got hurt, they went and won the fucking Super Bowl. Your boy from Philadelphia, the same when number 11 went down, they won the fucking Super Bowl.
2 in 20 years. 2 in 20 years. That's not often, Skip.
No, sir.
How often?
No, sir.
Franchise quarterback go down and the team does nothing?
Okay, let's talk about Tua going out. And then Teddy Bridgewater coming in and going out the same week. It's not Nick Foles is that is one of the ones that's on that list with Philly. But it's not an every season when you see your starting franchise quarterback go out. Take a couple years ago when Dak injured that his fucking ankle. Andy Dalton came in and sucked a fat one on that field.
Dalton sucked from the time he hit the NFL.
It doesn't matter. What I am saying is Cooper Rush came in and handled the situation that he has been given perfectly.
First of all, go ahead, Skip.
Quarterback than Dak Prescott.
Go ahead, Skip.
That make him a better quarterback than Dak Prescott?
That does not make him a better quarterback, but in this time frame, coming up against the Eagles, you got a guy in Dak Prescott who's been on the sidelines for 4 weeks versus a guy who has been in the games making plays for 4 weeks. So, yeah, keep the guy who's hot, save Dak, and let him actually heal. Don't just put Dak in because it's a big game. That is stupid.
You're kidding.
That is the dumbest shit ever.
That's the same thing as saying LeBron is ready to play, man. We're going to sit him on the bench.
Someone said he was ready to play, and then he got fucked up 4 days later. If you're not ready, don't come back. Don't come back because of the hype behind the game.
Well, you know, when people make 5-6 figures to say whether a player is eligible or ready to play, it's don't let's see what the fans think. That's what's supposed to be said. So all these doctors and all these coaches are just thinking about winning versus somebody's health, because Dak Prescott did sign a $200 million contract, right? $180 million contract, whatever it was.
He making $40 million,
right? So damn all that. Let's just put him out there because he's Dak Prescott. He ain't got an MVP one, but who's the better fucking quarterback? That's what they look at. They don't think about y'all fans. Y'all gonna come anyway because y'all blind.
Yeah, take the last 4 games that Dak has played. Take the last 4 games Cooper Rush has played. Put those two together.
How many games did Cooper Rush go for 400 yards?
In that instance, Cooper Rush is the hotter player right now.
How many games of those four that he's played that he's passed for 400?
Oh my! You look at the most bullshit analytics part of it. Why would I give a fuck about him? If we win the game, it don't matter if he threw for negative 200 yards. If we won the fucking game, he did his job.
Who has the best defense in the NFL?
The Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, okay.
So we can't have a good defense, and our offense still has to score points. That's the thing you keep missing here. Our defense can smack you in the mouth. If we don't let you score a point, we can goose egg you. But if we don't score a point, we don't fucking win.
Gotcha. How many passing touchdowns did Cooper Rush have in 4 games?
Oh shit! I gotta look that up.
It's amazing how you can stick your ass on one fact.
I'm looking at the fact that we're 4-1.
Oh, there you go.
I'm looking at the fact that we're 4-1 and Cooper Rush is 5-0 as a Cowboy starter. That's what we're looking at here. 66.7% on completions. He's had 4 passing touchdowns in these last 4 games.
1 per game. And you telling me that you gonna sit Dak Prescott on the bench for this? And the defense is playing the way they are? You telling me that Dak wouldn't be a better fit in that offense than Cooper Rush is right now just because they're winning?
If he is not ready, then no. Don't bring him back just because it's a big game. The whole thing, you can rewind the tape. The whole thing I've been saying, if he is not ready, do not put him in because we are playing the Eagles and they are undefeated. And Dak wants to be if he's not ready, don't put him in. Go ahead, D. We got to move on.
First of all,
don't get mad now because I'm throwing facts at your ass.
First of all, Kev, I know you Cowboy fan or whatever, and I'm agree with Skip on this. If you watch that game, the Cowboys had 2 key turnovers. They're winning the turnover battle in these games, Kev. That's giving Cooper Rush a short field to do what he needs to do. They jumped out on and the Rams. I think the Rams got a Super Bowl hangover because they have been getting physically, they ass kicked at the offensive line. And I told you one thing, you care. Mr. Fuck Around was wreaking havoc on y'all. Mr. I don't fuck around. Did you see him?
You mean with his 1 sack?
Oh no, sir. He had more than that. He was causing some ruckus up there now.
He had 1 sack and
he might have had
a couple
1
of
sack,
knockdowns.
but still, that's causing ruckus. Y'all didn't blow the doors off of him now.
No, we didn't expect. I didn't expect to.
So like Skip said, how many points have y'all added in the game since Cooper Rush has been playing?
About 27.
That's what
they winning.
You ain't averaged no goddamn 27 points in no fucking game. Are you a damn liar?
About 27.
No, you ain't.
Well, then look it up and tell me I'm wrong. Unless you look it up, you can't tell me I'm wrong, D.
Y'all scored. Wait just goddamn minute. This man ain't averaging no 27 points a game. Somebody get on the wire and give me that shit. Because I know one damn thing ain't gonna happen. Y'all ain't scoring no 27 points up there in fucking Philly. It ain't happening. And you know it ain't happening. Somebody might get their cap peeled up there. So we gonna find out who playing for real. And I don't think Dak want that physical play. He ain't ready. You still got CD Lamb dropping fucking passes. You counting on Noah Brown to do something?
Hold on. Let me cut you off. Last 4 games, they had 22, 25, 23, and 20. How the fuck that add up to 27?
I just told you that.
No blind ass Dallas Cowboy fan.
I said, I screamed a number out the top of my head and said, look it up.
You averaging close to 20 points a game, and you sitting up here throwing out false facts, selling this fucking you like a used car.
So then let's ask this, D. Let's ask this. What happens if Dallas goes in and beats Philly? Because every other week, them sorry ass Cowboys gonna get their ass whooped. So what happens when Dallas's defense goes in here and wreaks fucking havoc?
You think you better get that goddamn thing over? What you better do is get that fucking one trick pony ass cornerback you got over there. One just moving his ass looking at the stands and somebody going up the goddamn field. If the Rams had another goddamn receiver, you finna get y'all ass exposed because we got 3 dogs over there that throwing that football around. You got a Heisman Trophy winner. You got AJ Brown. Who the fuck checking who?
Y'all look like shit last week. Now this past weekend,
look like
don't y'all
shit
do
last
that.
week.
Don't y'all do that against
So
Dallas.
what I'm not. You're right, and we will lose. You're playing down to your competition. But what I do know, who the better quarterback gonna be on the field come Sunday?
It ain't gonna be Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush, he undefeated. God damn it. He averaged 27 points a game. 4 touchdowns in 4 games.
Have we seen Ezekiel? Has he ran over 100 yards?
Oh, Cooper Rush is 5-0 in his 5 starts.
Hey, that's a fact.
Has CeeDee Lamb had over 100 yards catching?
6% passing.
This is terrible. This is terrible.
See all the meaningless ass stats I just stated? Don't mean shit, dude.
But I will say this. Outside of the Washington Commanders, this is a surprise to all of us. This is probably the strongest conference in football right now.
Yeah, with the Giants doing all right, we went from being the worst
Right.
to
With y'all doing all right. The fuck?
And to be honest with you, Kel, that Giants game looked very disturbing to me because y'all barely beat the fucking Giants.
I don't know about that because the Giants are with Saquon healthy, they're looking pretty well. I mean, we just saw them go beat the fucking Packers.
Saquon is leading the league in rushing, sir.
Is that not what did I not just agree with you?
No,
Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you correctly. I apologize.
That ain't what he said.
I heard it. I know.
I said with Saquon healthy, he's killing it. What else do you want me to?
What you say when he's healthy? Well, what I'm saying
with Saquon healthy, he is killing it. The Giants are a competitor.
But y'all didn't beat the Giants by that many points. You didn't score 20 points to beat the Giants either.
Y'all just beat the Cardinals by 4. What the fuck does the points matter? What the points matter here? Oh, we beat them 2-0. Goddamn, did we beat them?
Oh.
The fuck does the points matter behind it?
Sir, I'm gonna say this again. Please don't. I'm gonna make sure that lady got the authorities on speed dial because y'all Cowboy fans like to beat your women when y'all lose. So I just want to make sure.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
If you ain't no woman beater, you ain't got nothing to worry about. He ain't lying. Like you said, look it up and prove him wrong.
Y'all ain't did shit. Y'all ain't did shit in Cowboy history since y'all was snorting cocaine and had them underage women in the hotel room. Ask Mr. Knowles, Michael Irvin Candy about that. And Nate New. Go look up your history. Look up your history.
Stephen A. Smith saying, Cowboy fans, just be patient.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
All right, fellas.
He said, just be patient. Just wait.
All right, so we got one last thing to go into before this gets overboard on the time. Skip, I'm gonna let you take it away with the trivia question while we go into the last subject.
Oh wow, I wasn't even prepared. I told y'all I was running.
Oh,
Okay, no. I'm good with this shit. Who was the last quarterback to leave one team and go straight to another team? Well, that's too easy. That's Tom Brady. Before Tom Brady, who's the last quarterback to transfer teams and win a Super Bowl immediately?
Oh, that's a good one. I know that one.
You do?
I believe.
Leave
comments.
I can give you one.
No. The one before Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go.
Trent Dilfer.
With Baltimore?
Trent Dilfer left Tampa Bay and went to Baltimore and won a Super Bowl that next following year.
Shit.
I was thinking Peyton Manning.
No, Peyton Manning was there 2 years.
Yeah, he lost the first. He went to the Super Bowl. They lost.
And you're right. Good one. Because I was going to go way back. I went right past Trent Dilfer.
Who you gonna go?
Doug Williams.
Yeah, because he left Tampa Bay and went to Washington.
Then won Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I was good call.
Yeah. So we are gonna go ahead and end here, fellas. It is MLB playoff time. We are in it. We talked a little bit about it last week. The Braves, we had our bye week, but we are back playing the Phillies tomorrow at 1:00. It's an afternoon game.
Mhm.
So, Braves and the Phillies. We also got the Padres and the Dodgers facing off, along with the Mariners, Astros, and the Guardians versus the Yankees. Now, I'm going off the wing saying that the Braves are going to be in the World Series, but who do you think we're going to be facing? I say the
Padres.
Yankees.
In the World Series.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I'm
I don't
saying the
think
Yankees are going to
Yankees.
be
I don't
there.
think it's gonna be the Yankees.
You think they'll choke?
No, not necessarily choke. I think they'll just get beat.
Mm.
See, smart coaching from Skip's point of view. I'm not a professional. Don't claim to be. Just what I would do. Your boy, I can't take his damn name. I forgot his name that quick. Hit the home run. Hit the home runs.
Judge.
Aaron
Judge
Judge.
wouldn't swing the bat. I don't care if nobody was on base. I'd walk him. You will not get a chance to hype this team up.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen it time and time again. When a player gets hot, his momentum, his everything will leak over into the dugout, and they're all hyped and they're hitting the ball harder, and they, blah 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 blah. Judge would not be the reason I lose not one game. He'd go over because a walk is not considered a stat. Well, not in a batting average stat. He would not swing the bat with me unless it was the ninth inning and we were up by 5-6 runs and wasn't nobody on base. And it was 2 outs. But no, Judge wouldn't beat me. So I think that coaches are going to strategically pitch to him. And I wouldn't be surprised if they go – they're in 7 games now, right, because they're in the LLDS, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if it goes 7 with the Commanders.
Oh.
No, not the Commanders. The Guardians.
Phillies. The Guardians.
Commanders, Guardians, they both from Washington, all that bullshit.
No, they Cleveland.
Them too.
Them too. Tell you what you got.
We in October baseball, and this goes down. It goes down to timely hitting, good pitching, and bullpen play. This is what we're gonna see. I think the Braves are the odd-in favorite because we are a lot of Braves fans. We want the Braves to win.
Mm-hmm.
Coming out the National League, the only challenge I see them is the Dodgers.
No,
but
San Diego on fire right now.
Yeah,
Padres.
San Diego gonna beat the Dodgers.
that
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I predicted. I knew. Let's get on these New York sorry damn Mets. You're the first team in history to win 101 games. Don't make it out.
History.
Huh?
They're not the first team to win 101.
No. You let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
First team in history win 101 games and don't even make it out of the first round of the goddamn playoffs. You had one of the highest payrolls in baseball this year. You ain't the Yankees, buddy. You ain't some of these other teams where you can buy your damn championship. It ain't happening. The Braves took their fucking soul 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I already knew they was gonna get put out. I had a conversation with my cousin about this. The Padres are a hot team. Very hot team. I want the Braves to handle their business. Hopefully we don't have any major injuries, no setback or anything, and we handle our business. You do not want Bryce Harper to get hot in this series with the Braves. Gene Segura, you don't want Gene Segura to get hot. The shortstop for the Philadelphia Phillies. They don't have the pitching, but it don't take much for one player to get hot, like Skip was saying about Aaron Judge. Bryce Harper is a former MVP of this league. He can do some damage to you. Now, I'm picking the Astros for the American League because I like Dusty Baker. We might have a repeat of what we've seen. They are they got the most wins in the Major League Baseball this year, and they still have a championship caliber team. So it goes down to experience managing,
Good call.
timely hitting, bullpen, and starting pitching. Again, I stay on this. You got to have 2 ace pitchers. 2 ace pitchers. That's 4. That's them 4 wins right there. If you because you're gonna get down to the 4-game series.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you look at all these rosters to all our baseball fans out there, look who got the pitching staff, who got the home run hitters, and bullpen play. The Braves are one of the odd-end favorites to go back to the World Series. They are. Now you have Acuna playing now.
Mm-hmm.
You have Michael Harris. Everybody don't know who Michael Harris is.
They
The
will.
world is going to find out who Michael Harris is
They will.
in this postseason.
Mm.
So that's who we are Braves fans. That's who we going with. But I like them Astros over there, and I do see the Guardians might upset the Yankees.
Well, D, go ahead and give me your last take.
My last take. Um, we're living in a world now of disrespectfulness, and I was very shocked the way we seen two head coaches have a tit for tat in this Jackson State and Alabama State game. Where we seen that on the Power Five schools, you seen Jumbo Fisher and Nick Saban have a little spat in the offseason. Jumbo Fisher told on the church. He was telling on the church well, how about their money was going. They came to the middle of the field, shook hands, and got the hell on. You didn't see neither one of them touching on each other, pushing each other. Dion, here you go. They got y'all in the limelight. I didn't appreciate it on both sides. Didn't like it. It was a bad look. I didn't like how the coach had his players cussing and talking to some of Dion's sideline and players. But what I did like is how he addressed his team at halftime and he commended them and said, "Hey, I'm so happy that y'all are not getting into any of these foolishness. Let's go out here and handle our business and get this over with." So it's leadership. Take that with y'all. We need to find more leadership in what we do in life, and everybody come out on top. Y'all be blessed.
Also, y'all follow D on his motivational life speaking page at Dirty D's quotes of the day. Skip.
Now, I'm gonna piggyback on what you said
Tell.
about the Jackson State Alabama State thing. Uh, as a coach, you're more than just teaching a sport. You're teaching young men how to learn to work together, achieve together, build together, and how to handle adversity, winning and losing. What this coach showed me in Alabama State is that he shouldn't be a head coach of a college football team on any level. The fact that he admitted he put his players in and had them try to hurt or knock a quarterback out of the game, quote unquote. The fact that he took away from the game itself by saying Dion is this and Dion made a whole press conference about what Dion wasn't when he never said he was a great coach.
Hmm.
He never said that he did what needs to be done. So to me, it was an emotional sore loser sitting at the podium. Now, as a parent of former college students, they're all out of college now. Um, I would have been talking to my son about seriously entering the transfer portal, seeing what other school was available for him to fit in, at least get some field time or whatever, because that's not what I want leading my children. At the end of the day, when kids go to college, especially on scholarships, their hope is to get drafted or picked by an NFL, NBA, MLB, major sports team somewhere. But if not, you want them taught leadership skills, adult type skills, and everything else. And that is a person that's going to be in those kids' lives every day, or at least 6 days a week, 5 to 6 hours a day. So they're going to learn something from him. And I wouldn't want any of that wearing off on my children. Because now I got to think about the child that I put out in the world because I let him learn under this bullshit ass dude that's a head coach.
Hmm.
So if stuff like this is not addressed, then we're going to see a whole bunch of thugs coming out of college, not graduating, wanting to fight back every time something is wrong versus saying, you know what, you win, man, and go on about their business and live to see another day. So my last take is pretty much about the attitudes and the outlook that the I can't think of the word I'm using. The attitudes of some of these coaches when they're not realizing why they're there. Also, not just because to coach a football game, but also to bring better athletes, men and women, into the world. So,
Hmm.
yeah, there we go.
Well said, well said. Well, folks, that is it. I ain't got nothing. So, Remember to tune back in next Monday night. We are live every Monday here on Last Take, A Shot in the Dark. We'll see you next time. Keep your beer cold and your wings lemon pepper, baby. We
And
are.
Dallas Cowboys ain't shit.
How about them? Got them.